Please confirm whether my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. So Atisha, you can mute yourself and switch off your video also if you want to. Okay, so we have completed with fraud, and as discussed with the examples of fraud, misrepresentation is actually suggestion of a fact again which is not true, but a person who is making it believe it to be true, but he is actually not aware that whatever he is suggesting is actually not true. It's actually false. So it's only a kind of a difference of knowledge of a fact. In fraud, a person who is suggesting anything know the fact that whatever he's saying is wrong. In misrepresentation, a person who is actually saying something which is not true, he is not aware. Actually, whatever he is stating is not true. It's a case of misrepresentation. Okay. So, this is the thin line difference between fraud and misrepresentation. Uh, a person who is making a suggestion believe it to be true. That means he believes it, whatever he is saying is actually true. So he is misrepresenting other party. He is quoting the wrong facts, convincing the other party to enter into a contract. But that was done innocently, not with an intention to do a fraud. So that's why law says that was not a fraud, that is actually a kind of misrepresentation. So, general examples. Many times a seller not aware that what is the quality of a product. But rarely seller says that the quality of a product is bad. He always says, okay, it's the best quality. Despite of the fact that whether he have checked it or not. So even if he not checked it, he say at times that I am selling it's the best product. You can purchase it. Maybe the product is not best. Maybe the product is not very good. So it depends whether a seller is aware of that aspect or not. Okay, so it's a part of evidence to fix the responsibilities of the seller. Again, contract is voidable at the option of the party whose consent was caused by misrepresentation. A general example. There is a case law. This is Curie versus Rennick. So what happened here? This Rennick is about to sell his mare. Mare, anyone aware what is mare? Anyone aware of mare?
Baby horse.
Not audible.
Sir, baby horse type.
A kind, yes, horse type, kind of a horse type. So what happened here? This Rennick wants to sell his mare. Mare is actually unhealthy, but he is not aware of it. He's not aware that mare is unhealthy, even if he have not checked it. But he communicated to the other party that mare is healthy enough and fit. You can purchase it without checking the mare. Actually, he's not aware that mare is sick. Now what happened? He sold it. Once he sold it, then later on this Curie, she came to know that mare is unhealthy. So she had a thought that there is a fraud committed. So she filed a case for the making a contract voidable and fixing the liability of the Rennick based on the matter of fraud. Court held that Rennick is actually not aware at the time of selling the mare that mare is not fit, is actually sick. But he represented it wrongly and stated the facts that mare is fine, healthy, fit. So court held that this is not a case of fraud, but definitely it's a case of misrepresentation. Contract will be voidable at the option of Curie, and whatever the advance, the money has been received, should be given back to Curie. So this is about the misrepresentation. I got okay. So I got one question in my chat box that how will the court know that the defendant is innocent? So regarding this, when we talk about law, there is an Indian Evidence Act. What kind of evidence accepted in a court? How the attendance evidence we can give in a court? What kind of evidence to be considered by court? So all law is in a written form. So it's a matter of evidence that whether the defendant is innocent or whether defendant is a culprit. So whoever give the best evidence, court have to rely based on that evidence. So like if Curie able to give an evidence that it's a fraud committed and Rennick's evidence is a weak evidence, in that case the court may hold that it was a fraud. So it is based on the evidences produced in a court, that who is innocent and who is not innocent. And regarding the evidence, it was provided under the Indian Evidence Act. There are separate sections for it, how the evidence is to be given. So that is then to be decided by the court based on the evidence. I hope I have answered your question regarding this. All right, so let us proceed further. Next, mistake. Now, when we talk about this misrepresentation, when we talk about let us see the first slide. First slide is very, very important. Let me ask one question. Afreen, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Afreen, please check this slide very carefully and please tell me, do you find any difference from point number 2 to last point?
Yes, sir. A question is contract voidable and mistake is agreement void.
So she has rightly pointed out that if you see point number 2, contract voidable, point number 3, contract voidable, point number 4, contract voidable, point number 5, contract voidable. But if you see the last mistake, law says it's not contract, it's only an agreement which is void. So here in the case, if it is a matter of mistake, in that case, contract never comes into existence. Contract never formed. And if it is a mistake, it's only a matter of agreement which is void. No contract formed, no contract voidable. If it is a mistake, then agreement which is void. It's not a contract. So this is the major difference between the other points and with the mistake. So please do remember always, very, very important. Okay. So let us see the mistake. Okay. So consensus ad idem, whatever we have discussed in the first lecture related to consent, there must be consent from both the parties. Consent must be same thing in a same sense. Okay. Different sense, different meaning will leads to nowhere. That means if both the parties are thinking differently for a different thing, different object, no contract comes into existence. Okay. Parties under a mistake of fact. That means whatever parties are deciding, that must be based on some facts, and both the parties thinking of different facts. So, like example, I want to give Chirag. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Chirag,
Yes, sir.
uh, though I have asked you one question, but second again, one more question.
Yes, sir.
So, you have a 100 rupee note.
Yes, sir.
You went to a shop and you have given a 100 rupee note and asked the seller, kindly deliver uh, the packet of 5 packet of juice at my place. You have not communicated that you want mango juice. You were thinking and you were planning to purchase mango juice. Seller was thinking for orange juice.
Yes, sir.
So he sent 5 packets of orange juice. What you will do?
I will go and ask him to return it, or I will just accept it because it might be his mistake.
Now the point here is contract never comes into existence because both parties were under a mistake of fact. What is a fact here? You are thinking, you are planning to purchase mango juice. Seller is thinking and seller sold you orange juice. So both parties were under a mistake and no contract formed actually. It's zero, it's null. Whatever the advance is given to be taken back, whatever the juices delivered to you, you can give it back to the seller. So as per the law, you can take your money back. As per the law, you have to give the juices back. Now, if you want to continue with the same transaction, then you have to make it as a contract. But actually, no contract comes into existence. It was a mistake. Okay. So, Chirag, you can mute yourself. Thank you. Now, again, I want to ask a few questions regarding mistake. Pratiksha, kindly unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
And switch on your video.
Yes, sir.
Pratiksha, are you aware of this foreign tours which are organized by the private companies?
No, sir.
Foreign tours.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What happened? You okay?
Yes, sir.
You are comfortable to answer?
Yes, sir.
So foreign tours organized by the private companies. Okay. Now you have communicated that you want to visit few countries in Asia. Okay. But you have not communicated specifically 3 countries you are planning to visit. You just have communicated that I would like to roam around 3 countries. I want to visit 3 countries. Kindly tell me the package, I'll purchase it and then I'll go. So company has shortlisted the countries. They were thinking some other countries. You were planning to visit some other countries. So what you are going to do?
Sir, I will say them that I want to visit these 3 countries, so please change my package.
Now what happened? You have paid the price also. Now the company is saying now we cannot change it. You have to visit those countries.
Okay, sir,
So
I
the
will.
point here is no contract was formed. It's only an agreement which is void because both the parties were under a mistake. You are planning to visit 3 countries which you have not communicated. They had a thought that you want to visit these countries which they have finalized. But both the parties were under a mistake. So in this case, what happened? You got a legal right to take your money back because contract not formed. It's an agreement which is actually a void agreement. And in case if an agreement is void, then you can take your money back. Okay. So Pratiksha, thank you. You can mute yourself. Now, one more question I want to ask. Let me check. Chat, unmute yourself and switch on your video. Chat Saru.
Yes, sir.
Audible?
Yes, sir.
So, Chat, whether you are getting the concept regarding mistake? Are you understanding? So you are smiling, that means the answer is no.
No, sir.
What I am discussing here is if both the parties were under a mistake. Now you are planning to purchase white color car. As a seller, I was thinking that you were planning to purchase yellow color car. So in my mind, yellow color, in your mind, white color. You have paid the advance also. No contract will comes into existence because you are thinking for something else. I am thinking for something else. So law says it was a mistake. And when the parties were under a mistake, they cannot form a contract. That will be an agreement which is a void agreement.
Yes, sir.
But my question again to you is something else. So chat, what about wearing a helmet? Is a mandate?
Yes, sir.
Can anyone say that, oh, it was a mistake? I was not aware.
No, sir.
And then he or she is telling to the police that now you were telling me, now I came to know. Now next time I will definitely going to wear the helmet
No, sir.
because I was under a mistake. So we cannot do that,
Yes, sir.
isn't it? Now
Yes,
the point which I want to make here, law said it very clearly. Ignorance of law is no excuse. If
Yes,
you
sir.
ignore the law, if you are under a mistake of law, no excuse for you. You cannot say it was a mistake. You have to know the law. That is a mandate. You cannot ignore the law. You cannot skip the law. Chaitya, you can mute yourself. But my suggestion is whenever you're not able to understand anything, please ask the questions.
Yes, sir.
Please do ask for repetition. I'm going to repeat it. Not an issue for me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you can mute yourself.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, if there is like we go to
Click
a
on
shop.
the video also.
Yes, sir. Sir, if we go to a shop to buy some things like 5 or 6 pens or something, and the shopkeeper shopkeeper gives it inside a box, and what if by
What
mistake or
happened? What
unknowing,
happened? Please again the facts.
if we go to a shop to buy something, and maybe pen or notebooks or something, and we ask the shopkeeper to pack 5 notebooks, and unknowingly instead of 5 he packs 4 notebooks. So
Unknowingly.
will it? Yes, sir. So will it be a mistake or a fraud?
It's a misrepresentation. You have communicated the seller notebooks. He came to know about that, what notebooks you are talking about. Okay. So he packed it, he have given it to you. It's a case of misrepresentation, not a mistake. He was aware what you want to purchase. Because you have communicated clearly, he understand it clearly. Not a fraud. Okay. Provided he was not aware of the fact that the notebook, rather than notebook, something else was packed.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so this ignorance of law is no excuse. Okay, very, very important. Some question which I want to ask. Animesh Mohanty, kindly unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Animesh, I am audible to you. Animesh.
Hello.
Yes, Animesh. Now your voice is clear. Animesh, whether you are aware that how many species of animals were banned?
Sir, no. I don't know.
You are not aware.
No.
But I hope you are aware of the fact that there are some species which are banned by the ministry, that you cannot enter into any kind of dealing with those species.
Yes, sir.
That means you cannot deal with the parties regarding those species.
Yes, sir.
But you are not aware of the list,
No.
whether a particular species is buying and selling of that species ban or not. Now, what if you enter into any kind of agreement taking that one of the species to purchase it from the other party, which is actually banned by law, but you are not aware of it?
Yes, sir.
Police caught you. Whether can you say it was a mistake?
Sir,
I was not aware that this species is banned.
I can say that it was not a mistake, but it was a mistake.
Now the point here is, if you see ignorance of law, no excuse.
Yes, sir.
No one is going to give you an excuse that you are not aware that that species is actually a banned species.
Yes.
But they are going to catch you and they are going to put you as per the law. So the point here is, mistake of law is actually not a mistake. You cannot do a mistake for law, related to law. You have to abide by all the rules and regulation. Whatever mistake we can do a mistake as per the facts. Mistake of fact is a mistake under the Indian Contract Act 1872. Okay. So this is what I want to tell you, that ignorance of law is no excuse. If you don't know the law, you cannot claim that it was a mistake. I was not aware of the law. You must know the law. So thank you, Animesh. You can mute yourself. So simple example I have given here. He wanted to sell white car, B thinking for blue car. So both were under a mistake of fact of the color of a car. So A was thinking for white, B was thinking for blue. in this case, it's a mistake and contract will never comes into existence. Only an agreement which is a void agreement. Okay. What about this? A wanted to sell property for Bigha. A have not communicated this, but B was thinking and B was planning to purchase it in meters. So both were under a misconception, both were under a mistake regarding the selling in the measurement, that in what measurement they are going to purchase and in what measurement they are going to sell. So they both were under a mistake. So when they both were under a mistake, no contract will be formed. It's just a mistake. So only an agreement which is void. So effect is very, very important. It's an agreement which is void, and these things were covered from section 20 to section 22. Now, there's a landmark case regarding this mistake, Raffles versus Wichelhaus. And the facts of the case are as, what happened? There were ships. And there is a ship which is named as Peerless. With the same name, there were two ships. One ship sails in October, one in December. So this Raffles enter into a contract with Wichelhaus that regarding some bales of cotton. And he asked Wichelhaus to send the goods, the bales of cotton, through the ship Peerless. But Raffles were thinking of a ship which sails in October, and Wichelhaus thinking that Raffles want to purchase the bales of cotton and to be delivered through a ship which sails in December. So Wichelhaus is the owner of the ship, both the ships, which sails in October and which sails in December. Raffles were thinking for the Peerless ship, October. Wichelhaus was thinking for the ship Peerless, which sails in December. So both were under the misconception. One is thinking for October, one is thinking for Wichelhaus. So what happened? Raffles were waiting for the ships which sails in October. Ship never arrived. Ship arrived, but not with his product. So what happened? He said there's a breach of contract and you have breached the contract. You have not sent the products in time. Wichelhaus has told Raffles that I was planning to send it in December because you want the products to be sent through the ship which sails in December. So both were under this mistake because both have not clarified this aspect during the formation of the terms and condition of the agreement. So when the matter goes to court, the court have held that no contract comes into existence, that there was no contract because both the parties were thinking different aspects. So they both were under a mistake of fact. A fact is about the Peerless ship, which one sail in October, other sail in December. And both of them were thinking of the different months. So law held it that it was not a case of a contract. It was an agreement, which is a void agreement. So with this, I have completed the concept of consent. Consent provided under Indian Contract Act. So if you see the first slide, so in case of coercion, contract voidable, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation, contract formed but voidable at the option of one party. In case of mistake, if there is a mistake, in that case, that is an agreement which is void. Contract will never form. Okay, please do remember this chart, very, very important. So that is all for the lecture for the topic. Now, I want to discuss if there are any queries regarding the projects. Okay, so you can discuss with me now regarding the projects. So yes, Chat, you have raised your hand.
Just a second, sir.
Chat, you have raised your hand. Please come up. What you are saying. Otherwise, I am going to take others.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, in our project, you have said that we have to elaborate 6 activities, which includes various provisions of assets or elements. Sir, those 3 things are different or the same thing?
I'm not. Please come again. What you are saying?
Sir, in our project, you have said elaborate on 6 life activities, which includes provisions or facets or elements.
What?
Excuse me, sir.
6 what?
Sir, I can get you, sir.
Chaitya, I'm not able to understand what you are saying.
Sir,
Please speak it very clearly.
Sir, in our project, you have said elaborate on 6 live activities, which includes provisions, facets, or elements of the Indian Contract Act 1872.
Fine.
So, sir, those provisions or facets or elements, these 3 things are different or the same thing?
It inclusive of all. So all the factors you can consider within these parameters, all the elements of a contract.
Okay, sir.
Like a proposal as per section 2 clause A. So you can give a live example of a proposal.
Okay, sir.
Proposal in writing, oral proposal.
Sir, he is saying that that facets and provisions are similar to that elements.
Yes, means
Then
whatever you are quoting there, you have to quote.
Hello.
Whatever you are quoting, that must be with the provision.
Yes. That means that, sir, we have to take that those 9 elements of that those 9 elements and explain
9
it.
elements, you can take 6 elements, any 6.
We will take 6 example and explain it.
Yes.
Okay.
Abranil.
Yes, sir. Sir, in our complaint to the ISP, the internet service provider.
Abranil, your voice has broken. So please, can you please speak again?
Sir, in our project, we have to give a complaint to the internet service.
Not audible, Abranil.
Sir, I'm texting it.
Okay, now speak. Speak. I think now you are audible.
Sir, in our project, we have to write a complaint to the internet service provider.
Yes.
Sir, that has to be done in the form of a letter, or in what format we have to write that complaint?
Form of a letter.
Okay, sir.
But form of a letter, but kindly use the provisions of Indian Contract Act and whatever the concept we have discussed.
Sir, that means, let's say the educational institute with which we are having a contract, we have to state the clauses under which in the document, in the letter. You
can do like that also, but you can say also that there is a consideration from our side. We are paying every month a certain amount of money to you for the data, and which we are not receiving when we need it most. And there was a consideration from both the sides. Was a contract. You are breaching the contract. You are not providing us the data as discussed. the moment when we recharge our cell phone, the connection.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Paushali.
Yes, sir. Sir, our group's topic is that we have to pay consideration to an employee in an accounting firm. So, sir, so we have to prepare a PPT on that, or we have to just mention what kind of considerations we can pay, abiding by the consideration rules of Section 2D and 25.
You can prepare it in a document, submit it to me, and after 15 I am going to give the dates for presentation. Then you have to prepare it in a presentation form, in a PPT format.
Okay, so we have to just mention in bullet points that these are the considerations that we may pay. These are the ideas we.
Not only consideration, please just tell me, just repeat the topic.
So there is an accounting firm and we have to pay consideration to an employee. So what all kind of considerations are?
Okay, fine. Just think on it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Isha.
Yes, sir. So our topic is like we have to write in detail regarding various facets of e-contract with reference to Indian Contract Act and Information Technology Act. So like what we have to exactly do in the project, like we have to write what are the facets and then we have to explain it, or we have to take live examples and we have to explain that thing.
How about the contract with Amazon?
So with the normal people.
That's a e-contract.
Yes, sir.
There are again two facets of the e-contract: shrink wrap contract, click wrap contract. You can write it, these two terminologies: click wrap contract, shrink wrap contract. Search on the web, read it, prepare a document, and then correlate with day-to-day life examples, which we are doing, but we are not aware. Okay, how about the purchasing of a software from the web? What kind of a contract is this? Many times, first we have to pay, then we can download anything from Play Store. What kind of contract is that? Where are the terms and conditions? It's a contract, that I am telling you, it's a contract. So please check all the facets, how it to be done, what are the facets.
So in the Information Technology Act of the BEAR Act, so yesterday I was reading and there were some like emails and everything. So there were many
You are
things that
also
were
in the scheme?
No, sir.
Okay.
So there were many things written, like there were many points and very sections and subsections. So we have to cover all that, or we have to take like
No,
majority the main.
Take some of the section from Information Technology. But kindly emphasize on the Indian Contract Act.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes, Atishay, you have unmuted yourself. Please tell me if there is any query.
Sir, by mistakenly it remain on.
Atishay, you are not audible.
Sir, it's on by mistakenly, sir.
Acha, okay, fine. Okay, all right. Okay, any other question related to the project? Please, you can ask. Isha, lower your hand because I think I have already answered you. Anyone else? Any question related to project? Anshika, unmute yourself. Anshika.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Switch on your video.
Yes, sir.
Anshika, what is your project? What is
Sir,
the
we
topic
have
of your project?
so we have to just a minute.
Didn't remember?
Yes, sir. We have to complain with some. Actually, I do not remember now. I just need to check that.
Check and then
I
answer me, okay? Till
okay.
then
Okay.
I take Prachi. Yes. Unmute yourself, switch on your video, then what you're asking.
Yes, sir. Actually, I was going through some of the cases, but I wasn't able to understand the term arbitration and all. So it's being very difficult for
Arbitration
us.
is basically amicably settling the dispute outside the court. Without going to the court, you can suspend your right to go to court and you can ask the parties to go for arbitration. That is the out of the court settlement.
So for 2018 to 21, we are actually getting a few cases because whatever we are getting is of 1950s or some like that. So a little bit, if you can
Search
give.
more, do more research, and if you still face the issues, then please call me, I will assist you.
Yes, so like that arbitration we were means we were not able to understand. So all it's a bit tough for us
It's a learning
because
process.
okay, sir.
If you face still, just check in 1 or 2 days. If still you
Sir,
face
it's
some
in a
difficulties, then
very law kind of language, so it's that's the biggest challenge, but still we'll do it.
do it. If you're not able to do it, if there is any difficulty, then please call me. Any of the team members, please call me. Discuss with me. I will help you in that.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
feel free to discuss. Okay, Anshika, tell me.
Yes, sir. Sir, a shop owner
Your video
runs
must
a
be
sole
switched
prop.
on.
Yes, sir. It's switched on only. So, sir, a shop owner runs a sole proprietorship in Nagpur, and he sold us a product above MRP, and we need to raise a complaint about it, with including some like kindly draft. We need to draft a complaint using the relevant provision of Indian Contract Act 1872.
सर गए
रुको रुको सर चले गए
सर डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए
अरे
अरे बेकार हो गया फिर से करना पड़ेगा शुरू से
होस्ट कौन है आनंदित मीटिंग एंड कर दो
नहीं नहीं एंड मत करना 2 क्लास बैठे हैं अटेंडेंस चाहिए मेरे को
हाँ मुझे भी
हाँ राइट
सही सही
Please confirm whether I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I am discussing, if there is any questions that related to your project work, please come up with the questions. Whatever you want to ask. Gautam, yes, go ahead.
Sir, our topic is we have to research and study any contract with the government, and we have to present highlighting the various elements of that contract. So, sir, can you just tell what we have to do?
Okay, so basically on all the government contracts, generally they apply the standard form of contract. That means generally the government do not bargain with anyone. They fix their condition and then they go for, generally they go for the tenders. Sometimes they go for the specific person. So you can search on the web. You can find several documents related to the government contracts. Read those documents. You will find so many things interesting and new so that you can learn. So all these facets you have to present in your file. And after 15, when I give the presentation date, then anyone from your team I'll pick for presenting that. This is all what you have to do.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes, Afsana, you have raised your hand.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible and visible.
So our topic is government often ban the products which are harmful to the body of an individual, but we have seen that government generally don't ban the products which makes a person intoxicated. Kindly study and present the contract related to these products using various provisions of Indian Contract Act 1872. So, sir, can you please explain that, like, what do we have to do actually?
So now the point here is you might have seen that even in the lockdown, the Indian government, the state governments, they have opened the liquor shops.
Yes, sir.
They are giving the lockdown to the normal people. They are asking them to stay in the house. And at few places, Punjab government, Punjab state have served the liquor by sending the liquor at their home, which is actually harmful for the everyone. Now, if we see the other side, whether all the harmful products are there in a contract, the answer is no. Many products are banned. You cannot deal in those products. But when the matter came to the cigarettes and this liquors, so government, because getting so much of revenue, that they do not generally ban on all these products. But their contract are a different kind of a contract with lot of limitations, with lot of parameters, that who can be authorized to sell the liquor, can be authorized to sell the cigarettes and the other tobacco products. So that is actually a different kind. They opt a different kind of methodology in formulation of those contract. Okay, that is a part of research. You have to read it, you have to study it, that why it happens, that these are also intoxicated products, but government is allowing them to sell it. Now, when we talk about liquor, can anyone start the liquor business and start selling the liquor in the market? So it's not like that. Government give the tenders to few persons who are authorized to sell it. So that is again based on a contract. There is a contract for that. Without contract, this cannot be happened. So you have to analyze that contract. So many limitations are there. So many facets were there. Please read it, go through it, check the minute details, and prepare a document.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. All right. So next is, I think Gautam. Gautam,
Yes, sir.
Whether you have raised your hand again or it's a.
Oh, no, sir. I forgot to do it.
Okay. So Afsana, you please also lower your hand because it is showing on the screen. Okay. Anyone else who wants to ask related to your project? See, if you still face any kind of difficulty, then I hope everyone is having my contact details. Also, I'm on WhatsApp with you all, so feel free to ask anything when you want to ask. Okay, so let me just now take the attendance. Anandita,